Happy Friday morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would show you what I meant last time by using two different hook sizes. So today I have a very special project for a very special person that I've started working on. It's not quite as far along as I was hoping, but it will do. This is going to end up being a shawl with sleeves, and it is one of the projects that we're going to be working on together down the road. It is also probably one of the easiest projects that I've ever had to work with, in that it has literally 3 different kinds of stitches. It has a single crochet, it has a chain, and it has a back loop only single crochet. And as you can see, it really does illustrate. This side was done with a 4.5, and this side was done with a 3. And you can see that transition here where the two different hook sizes makes for a really big difference in how it's going to turn out. So this portion obviously is going to be the shawl, and this portion will be the sleeve. The nice thing about that back loop only, okay, is that it's super, super stretchy. So if the lovely lady that I'm making this for decides she wants to wear a shirt underneath it or wants to wear something bulkier underneath it, she can still wear this because it will stretch out beautifully. And you can see my lovely edges here are going to stretch out as well. And one of the things that I cannot stress enough is counting, counting, counting. And that will give you this lovely straight edge. All right, so one of the other things that I talked about was using different types of yarn together. So here is another pattern that I created myself, and it is going to be a poncho. I'm not going to have a hood on this one because I don't have quite enough out of this leftover yarn. So it's going to be a poncho with a pocket. But as you can see, I chose 2 distinctly different types of yarn. So this one is a polyester, and this one is a merino wool. And they actually go really, really well together. If you take a look down here, this lovely polyester changes color for me as I go, and it really does give a nice little colorful change to what would ordinarily be a bit of a boring type of poncho. In something smaller like a bolero or in something like a shrug, this stuff would be lovely. However, this big project, it would get a tad boring. So I thought just by putting a little bit of stripe, a lovely little Peter Pan collar, and a different kind of pocket on it, it would give it that texture and that difference that it needs. And this stitch, super, super easy. It's what's called a V cluster. And it actually is probably, again, literally just all double crochets. This whole pattern is chains and double crochets. That's it. That's all. So these are going to be 2 of the projects that we're going to be working on down the road. Okay, so today we're actually going to get started on stitching. Now, I cannot stress enough how important it is to get your tension correct. So a lot of people hold their hooks like this. I've never been able to do that. I can't do it. So I hold mine more like a knife. So there's the different ways to do that. Hold it like a pencil and work it through like a pencil, or hold it like a knife. There are other ways. I haven't seen a whole lot of other ways, the two main ways. Now, to get your tension right, I'm going to start with this lovely Caron Simply Soft yarn. It is a small size 4, a thin size 4, but a size 4 nonetheless. So I need my handy dandy 5mm hook. So we're going to start so that we can show you, so that I can show you and we can get the tension properly. I'm going to start with a very, very simple and easy slip stitch. All you do is you take, the tail's going to be over here. It's going to be over here. Okay, let's see if I can get that in focus properly. So you've got the tail coming this way across your fingers. And then I'm going to take the ball of yarn so that I make an X. Then I'm going to take my hook and I am just going to slip it under, attach that one that leads to my tail, and boom, I have a slip stitch. So let's do that again. Forgive me, my puppy is down here with us, so I am sorry about that. So you might hear a little bit of whining and playing because my cat is also down here and she seems to think that it's necessary to play. Alrighty, so let's try that one more time. We have the tail end, we have the ball end. You can see that goes right to the ball. There we go. So I'm going to take the tail end and bring it across my hand, whoop, until I see the tail. I'm going to hold the tail with my thumb, just like that. I'm going to take the ball end and wrap it around. Take my hook, bring it through, catch that loop, and we're good to go. See, now we have a lovely little slip stitch that doesn't seem to want to slip very well, but it does. So now I have a nice tight slip stitch that allows me to work. Let's do that one more time. Oh dear. There we go. Apparently I got something twisted. So let's do that one more time. We're going to take the tail end there, put it across the hand, and then we're going to take the ball end. Sorry, let's try that one more time. We've got the tail end across the hand. We're going to take the ball end and bring it across. So the ball end is on top, tail end is on the bottom. Then we're going to go under the tail end, catch the ball end, bring it through, and pull. Oops, let's try that one more time. See, even I'm not perfect, and I've been doing this for a while. So tail end, across with the ball end, tail end is still on the bottom, ball end is on the top. Bring that hook underneath, catch that end like that, bring it through, and then pull. So you got both ends, you're pulling, you're pulling, you're pulling, and boom, now you've got a slip stitch. So again, feel free to go back over that as many times as you need. Now for the tension portion. There's a lot of different ways out there. This is just the one that works for me. I will also show you a nifty little device, love this device, that you can put on your index finger and slip the yarn through, attach it through a little hook that's on the index on the ring, and it pulls through with lovely tension. But I do find that some yarns don't work with those tension rings. So this is why over the years I've developed my way of doing things. So I have my yarn, I bring it around my pinky finger and then around the index finger. So let's try that again. I bring it around the pinky finger, around the index finger, and now I can control it. Obviously that's a bit long, so I'm going to shorten that up. Bring it around, and there we go. Try that one more time. Around and around. I have that nice flat piece on my hand, and now I can control my work with my thumb and my middle finger and my tension simply by tightening this or easing it off. Tightening or easing it off. This works for every type of yarn, from the little itty bittiest threads all the way up to the biggest bulkies. So I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to bring it around my pinky and around my index, close and hold. So now we're all set up. This is the best, in my opinion. There are so many ways out there, so please, I'm not gospel. I just do what I do best. And this is the best way I found for me. I've seen other people wrap it around so many times, and then as they want, they can undo it. I've tried that, and I found that it was just awful to work with. So let's try that one more time from beginning to end. I'm going to create my slip stitch by bringing the yarn tail end in my hand, thumb and third finger around so that I've got tail end under, yarn end over, or ball end over, and I'm going to slip that underneath, pull it through the middle, pull my fingers out, and pull. Again, please feel free to find your own way. This is just the one that works for me. So now we're going to twist, twist, and hold. And again, I can control my tension with this finger alone. I can control my work with these two fingers. And that way I find is best for me. There are a lot of other different ways to do that. Like I said, please feel free to find your own way. If this way does work best for you, good. I'm so happy. So now let's try making a chain. So we have, this does not count as a stitch. This is just your initial loop. So we're going to go yarn over and pull through. We're going to do that again. We're going to keep that a little bit loose. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Now there's, whoops, I split the yarn. Sorry about that. There's a lot of people that I've seen that actually go under. That actually technically is incorrect. A lot of people do it and it's totally fine. If that works for you, great. But it does actually make a different kind of chain. So it might look sorry about that. It might look the same, but it sets you up differently. So it's yarn over and through. Now, a lot of people do this and catch it. Oops, sorry about that. Split the thread again and catch it, and this and catch it. Doesn't look like a whole lot of difference there. Oops, split the thread again. This stuff is a bit older, so I do apologize for that. It does not normally do this. I just had to work with it so many ways. It doesn't look a whole lot different, but it does give you a little bit more difficulty, as you can see. So there's not a lot of difference on either side. I can tell the difference only because I've been doing this for so long. I don't like doing it the other way unless I'm doing a specific stitch. Again, there are stitches that require you to yarn under rather than yarn over. So I'm just going to go back and we're going to start this chain actually we're going to start the whole thing one more time. So again, I have my hook, I have my yarn. I take my tail end of the yarn and I hold it. I bring it around. Sorry about that. Let's try that a little better. Around so that I have my little X. I go under the first one, pick up the second one, and then pull. And now I have a nice tight slip stitch that it doesn't look like it's going to it looks like it's going to just come out when I pull this. But because I'm having other stitches to hold it in place, it never goes anywhere. So now again, to do my tension, I go around and around. I hold and I'm set to go. Around and around. I'm holding and I'm set to go. So now we're going to go yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That is the building block of every crochet pattern you will make. For those knitters out there, you will think, oh, that's just like casting on without the casting on. That is exactly right. Literally, it is just creating a chain. Any macrame people out there, same thing. Yarn over, pull through, and you can see how nice and consistent I'm able to keep that. My stitches are almost all a very good size that makes them easy to work with. The one thing that I can tell you is please don't make this too tight. I have the opposite problem. I find that my chains are quite often too loose. If you find that or the other way, adjust your hook size. For example, a lot of my original blankets had this huge bottom and this little itty bitty top. It's not that I lost stitches. It's not that I gained stitches. What happened is my initial chain, my initial work was just too loose. I have learned, even on yarn like this, which requires a 5, if I go down to a size 4.5 to do my chain and my initial single crochet roll, I find that then I can go back to my size 5 hook and I can finish the project and I get almost completely perfect squares every time. The other end is also true. If you find that your initial chains, oh goodness, are so tight that you can't get through the loops, shh, Penny, that you can't get through the loops, then what you can do is go up a size. So instead of using your handy dandy size 5, you can go to a size 5.5 or even a 6. That is totally fine. So we're going to go through this one more time. We're just going to start with our yarn and our hook, handy dandy, everything that everybody needs. And then we're going to take our tail end and we're going to cross over with the ball end. We're going to reach through. We're going to take the ball end and pull the tail end. Done. Slip stitch is now done. We're going to twist and hold. Now again, I can easily loosen or I can hold it. So if I find that my stitches are super loose, I can just let go a little bit. If I find, in my case, that my stitches are super tight, or sorry, the other way around, if my stitches are super loose, I can tighten that just a little bit. If you find that your stitches are super tight, you can just let it go. A lot of beginner hookers, find that their stitches are super tight because they're so anxious. They want to get it perfect. Breathe, start over again, and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. And you can do this. You can actually make things with just chains. You can braid the chains. So if you wanted to start out by making 50 chains that are long enough to go around, say, a necklace or what have you, and you've got some really pretty sparkly yarn, then you can actually braid these. You can stitch them together. You can do all sorts of things just with chains. I did that for a while because, let's be honest, a beginner stitcher, a beginner hooker, can get a little bit frustrating with some of the stitches that they ask you to make. We're going to go through all of those stitches to get you started. But for right now, here is your chain. I'm going to do 11 chains. So I've got, the mechanics are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This never counts as your chain. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now you can make this as big or as small as you want. For purposes today, I'm just going to make it 11. And then let's just say I'm making a scarf and I want that lovely, nice, neat edge. And I can see that I kind of messed up on that one. And again, that will be fixed shortly. But I want a nice, clean edge on my scarf or my blanket or anything really. But I want to see this pretty end. I'm going to flip this over. So here you can see we've got the V of the actual chain. But if I flip this over, I have a little loop. So I have 1, 2 loops, 3 loops, and we're going to be working in those little loops. But again, you have to have a turning chain for everything you do. It's bigger depending on the stitch, but for single crochets today, we're just going to skip this first loop. This again doesn't count as a stitch. So we're going to skip this very, very first loop that's kind of hiding under here. We're going to go into the second loop. See that? We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. So there is our very first single crochet. We're going to do another one. We're going to go through that loop. We're going to pull it onto our hook, yarn over, pull through. We've got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through 2. There, we've got 2 single crochets. We've got a nice little bit of something happening here now. Going to go through the next one, yarn over, pull through. Sorry, let's try that one more time. Go through that loop, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2. So now there's 3. And I can tell there's 3 because now if I look at the mechanics of the stitch, I can see 1, I can see 2, and I can see 3. Again, this loop here doesn't count as anything but the beginning of the 4th stitch. So there's number 4, through, and pull through. Go through the loop, catch the yarn, pull through, and pull through. And we're going to do it again. We're going to go through the loop. Oops, sorry, I missed. Go through the loop. You can see that stitch was a bit tighter and I had to kind of force it through. That happens. Not to worry. A little bit of difference in the tension does not matter as long as it's not too big of a difference. And you can see how the yarn is actually just sliding. As I'm working on this, the yarn actually slides through and you can see that I'm holding these two fingers together so that I don't get too much looseness. I'm going to put it through. Oops. I'm going to put it through. I'm going to put yarn over, pull through, and then pull through two. Do it again. I'm going through the loop. Oops. Yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through two. Now we have this nice little start to it. Looks a bit like a braid. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be a building block for your project. So again, we're going to go through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through two. Again, we're going to go through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. Now, I have my last stitch. By now, I should be able to count 10. Rewind. I should be able to count 9. I did 11 chains. I should have, this last one should be my 10th. Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Again, I'm not counting what's on my hook because that's the start of my absolute last and 10th stitch. And pull through. So now it's official. I have 10. However, if this is a really super important project, I'm going to double check because counting will become, you're going to feel a little OCD after a while because counting will become your best friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there you are. That is your first single crochet row. Doesn't look like much yet, but it's going to look like much in a bit. So I'm going to chain. I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to take a look at what I've got going on here. I have my very first stitch right here underneath my chain. Again, I'm not counting this. There's my chain stitch there. And there, that little V right there is my very first. So I'm going to put through both of those V's. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pull through. And I'm going to pull through two again. Let's do that again. Going to put my hook through 1, through 2, and I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to pull through 2 again. So now we've got the workings of a second single crochet row. In the UK, if you are watching from the UK, I am using US terms, so this is considered a double crochet in the UK. I should have said that first, I'm sorry. But in Canada, in the UK, and the United States, this is just a single crochet. So I'm going to go through 1, through 2, I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 again. So now you can see on this second row, I've got my little chain for turning. I've got 1, 2, 3 stitches already done. So let's do that to the very end now. I'm going to go through 1, I'm going to go through 2, I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 4. I'm going to put it in, put it through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's 5. Going to go through both of those. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. Again, I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to see those two, the V. I'm going to put through both sides of the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And again, I see 2 V's. I'm going to go through the V's. I'm going to go through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now, I should have 8 made because I can see that I still have 2 stitches here. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. So now I'm going to go through those 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now on this last one, I can see my 2. I've got one there and I've got one there. So I know that I need to do one more because I've counted 9 so far. So I know that this is going to be my very last one. It's a bit fidgety, and that's totally fine too. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now that gives me my second row of crochet. Again, doesn't look like much yet, but keep building on that and building on that, and you can make a lovely scarf out of just single crochet. If you like a nice tight scarf that gives you not a lot of wind power through it, then you might want to even go down a hook, remembering that this yarn is designed for size 5. Going down to a 4.5 will make it a bit more fidgety to work with, but it's still workable. Going up to a 5.5 or a 6, you're going to get a beautiful, nice, loose stitching, okay? That, for example, I'm just going to show you this again. This yarn is designed for a size 4. But I didn't like this as a size 4 because I wanted it to be a little flowy, a little softer. So I used a 4.5. Didn't make a whole lot of difference, but I do find that it's just a little softer, a little nicer, and I think it's going to flow a lot better. Going back to this, if I wanted to use strips of this to make a blanket, which is definitely, or I want to use squares, I can make squares out of single crochets even. And then there you go. So I'm going to leave it here. I want you to take your hook and your yarn, and I want you to practice. We're going to do one more row, and then I will let you practice. So now I'm done my row 2. I'm going to stitch 1 chain. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to find my starting crochet here. There's the V. So I'm going to go under both, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You can see that literally that chain just kind of half disappears. That's what it's designed to do. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to put through my V, yarn over, pull through the V, yarn over, and pull through both of them loops on my hook. I'm going to do it again, through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, I'm going to count. I'm going to stop and count because counting, when you're first starting out, counting is your best friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to do 5 more. So I'm going to go yarn over. I'm going to go pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Oh, hang on. There we go. I'm going to put it through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Put it through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Put it through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So again, that should be 9 because I've only got 1 stitch left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. So I'm going to finish off, and I'm going to put it through the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So go ahead and practice that this week. Again, stitch a chain to start, turn your work, and go back. Always remembering when you're first starting out, don't forget to count. Like I said, you will think, honest to goodness, you will think that you are OCD by the time you are done this. This is 62 stitches just for the arms on each side. So that's 124 plus the turning chain, 125, plus, I'm just going to follow this all the way through. Yes, I'm still going. Yes, I'm still going. Yes, I'm still going. Yes, I'm still going. Yes, I'm still going all the way to there. Altogether, this thing has over 420 stitches just to start. And if somebody bothers you at your 400th stitch and you lose count, don't be surprised that your your hooker side will come out, and there will be some nasty words said, because you will have to either recount, or if you're a little like me, you will just frog the whole thing, which means you're ripping out the whole thing to start over again, because that's very cathartic. I'm going to leave you with this today, and something my Grandma Leishman once said to me. Her name was Fern, and I adored her. And she once said to me, when you create with love, because a little piece of that love will be left in your project. When you give it away, that love will be given to the person you're giving the project to. When I create, even for farmers market, I do my dead level best not to be angry. If I am, I get up and go take a walk. I do my dead level best not to let somebody make me angry, and sometimes have to force the kind words to come out. Otherwise, nasty words will come out. A little something about the beginning of this video. I have put on a tiny, tiny little amount of some of the work I've done. The very first thing that you will see is a gorgeous sweater being modeled by Amber from Trending Piece. It's a sweater that I made for her that just looks so divine on her. That is from an amazing designer called Morale Fiber. And I will post her link in the below. Actually, I don't know if she's got a link. I'll have to look into that. Sorry. But I will mark her in the bottom so that you can go look her up. She just, oh my goodness, the amazing patterns that she has. So practice your your single crochets and your chains. I don't care how long you want to make it. I don't care if you rip it out 40 times. Work on your tension, work on your chains and your single crochets. Next time we're going to move on from that and show you how to do a couple of the different stitches that I've worked on, and we'll just build and build and build and build on those stitches. And eventually, I've got a little secret to tell you. Some of the more complex items that you see in the beginning were just single crochets from beginning to end. So, having said that, my name is Sherry. Good luck on your initial stitches, and I am addicted to yarn.